Hi everyone, welcome to Ultimate Combo Podcast. This is me, Steven, and my co-host Zach is here.
Hello, how we doing?
I'm doing pretty well. So
I like it.
yeah.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
Not quite as long of a hiatus this time.
Yeah. So yeah, everything's been good. So there's quite a lot of news that I missed out on this week.
Yeah, big week.
Yeah, it was a big week for news. So I'm going to start with the comic book news. So The first one is that Marvel is joining the exclusive digital comics line with DC.
Okay.
Yeah, they're also jumping. They also joined the bandwagon with DC making digital exclusive comic books.
Yeah.
Because DC started because it's pandemic, and now Marvel has seen how successful DC has been going. Because there was an article reported that DC's readership went up 35% in digital.
Oh wow!
So I guess Marvel.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think we talked about a little bit about it last week.
Yeah.
Or last episode. I think digital is definitely the way to go. They'll just make more money off it, which means they'll be able to keep making these comic books for longer.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. And I still feel like even in exclusive lines, if there's like a book that everyone sort of loves and is really popular, they'll make a hard copy of it anyway, eventually.
Yeah.
For people to get.
Well, people have been complaining because Marvel started selling digital comics exclusively, and people are getting pissed because the series that only have a few issues left to end are only they're only going to be digital exclusive and not print, and people wanted to get those last remaining issues print. Either they're going to put them in print and trade paperback.
Oh, yeah, that'd be frustrating. I get that.
Well, I guess they have to move on to digital. Yeah, there's only a few titles that's only digital only, like on Wednesday, May 13th, they had Ant-Man #4, Avengers Wasteland #4, Ghost Spider #9, and Ravencroft #4. And the May 20th, they had 2020 Ironheart #1, Marvel Spider-Man Black Cat Strikes Again #4, and Hawkeye Freefall #5, and Star #4. So yeah, that's what they had so far. But yeah, they said they're gonna start selling the digital comic books for like comic books that only has like maybe 2 or 3 issues remaining. Like the ones that were canceled or ending, they're only gonna sell them digitally.
Yeah,
and they'll release them on print as a collections. I mean, like in trade paperback. And DC already announced that they have a DCeased title, that zombie series that they were making that I spoke about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called DCeased. I already read it. I have to check what it's called. It's called Hope at World's End. It's a digital first title, which is pretty much like the other digital titles they had before, like the Batman Adventures Continue and the Teen Titans Go to Camp. Yeah, that's pretty much it about the digital titles.
Okay. Yeah, I think I can see what people mean by it. It definitely would have been nice to finish off what they've got in hard copy.
Yeah.
So I think maybe they should finish those hard copy runs and then move. But yeah, I don't know. I do think the move to digital for those companies, for Marvel and DC themselves, is a good idea.
Yeah.
It'll help them out. Comic book stores will take a hit from this, though. Definitely.
Yeah, they will definitely take a hit. Sadly. It's just I think Marvel and DC are just getting impatient and just...
Yeah.
I just decided just to sell the comic books already. And there's also been a lot of DC comic books that's announced that is getting canceled or ending.
Okay.
And one of them is Supergirl is ending with issue 42. Okay. And they're only going to sell those issues digitally as well, exclusively. The last remaining issues.
And are these being cancelled early? Yeah.
Yeah, they've been canceled. Well, Supergirl has been announced. I mean, the comic book series was announced to be canceled earlier, and they just made the announcement again so people can. I mean, we followed up on it because people were wondering if those comic books are going to be sold exclusive to digital or print, and they made the announcement that it's going to be sold digitally exclusively. Harley Quinn is also ending with issue number 75. And they also said that this is not going to be the total end for Harley Quinn's comic series. They're going to relaunch it with a new writer. But they haven't made the announcement yet. So, yeah, they're going to also end Harley Quinn. But I don't know if they're going to... Because they didn't make any announcement whether this will be... The last remaining issues will be print exclusive. I mean, not print exclusive. Digital exclusive, because I mean I don't know if they are, because this one is a big title and it's just I'm not sure they want to make a lot of money with issue number 75. But I'll see. I'm kind of disappointed that Supergirl is gonna end because I was liking that series. Marco Dranko was doing a good job on that one, but I can see probably why it got canceled because it was tying into way too many events and towards the last few issues, and I think people don't like that when a series starts tying into main events. Yeah. And the Harley Quinn series I wasn't liking when Sam Humphries joined in. I think he pretty much killed the title. I think that's why he's ending at 75 because his writing wasn't good. The only storyline I liked was kind of touching when Harley Quinn's mother was dying of cancer. So that was an interesting one, but that's about it. Because they had they had a story about I think Harley Quinn becoming the Master of Fate, something like that, like Dr. Fate kind of like character, but she loses, and it was kind of boring. And also the Terrifics is another title that's getting canceled.
Okay.
And this series also fell off because they had put a new writer, Jean Lu Yang, which is one of the guys that write the Avatar comic books, and he wrote New Superman as well. And another title called Superman Smashes the Klan, which is about the Superman fighting the KKK. That was pretty interesting. I liked that one, but I just didn't like the way he wrote the Terrifics. He really didn't do the characters well, and the characters fighting Bizarro was... I didn't like that because Bizarro was pretty much a good guy. He just turned him into a bad guy, and this didn't fit right with me. Yeah, it's ending. The Terrifics is ending with issue number 30, and this one they made an announcement that it's gonna be sold only digitally for issues 20, 28, 29, and 30. 27 will be the last print issue.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's about it for that one. So yeah, apparently Joshua Williamson is leaving the Flash comic. They finally gonna change the writer for that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the general consensus on him?
Well, the titles is not selling anymore as well as he used to.
Okay.
So they changed the writer every time our sales go down. So, it's enough. The series is still selling, but they're willing to change the writer just to keep it going. It's not like they have to cancel it like other titles. So
yeah,
he's leaving. He's not gonna write Flash anymore. He's gonna write one last storyline called The Finish Line.
Okay.
And it'll run from Flash number 759 to 762. because they put the total number of Flash titles back again. You know how they put the big numbers again. Yeah, they started doing that because I think they're trying to count down to Flash 1000, which will take a couple of years, but whatever. I don't know why they started with the hundreds now, but it's fine, I guess. So yeah, this will be his last storyline, which will be 4 issues, and it has to deal with Barry going against the Legion of Zoom, which I don't know what the hell is that supposed to be about. And he's gonna try to stop Reverse Flash as well. So let's see how that turns out. It's a pretty interesting storyline because it sees that Reverse Flash takes over Barry Allen's body, and he says, I guess, wreaking havoc. I guess. So I don't know. I had mixed feelings about Joshua Williamson's run. Like sometimes it would be good, and then sometimes it'd be bad again. It'll keep going back and forth with what is good and bad, and it was not good consistently. That's what I didn't like about it, and I didn't like the way he wrote the Rogues, because the Rogues were like pure evil in that series, and that's just not how they are. They just like to steal. They're not really about killing anyone, and it's kind of weird that he made them that way. Yeah, but all the other storylines were pretty interesting. Besides that, every time we deal with the Rogues, I didn't like the writing there. And the funny thing is that he's the longest. Him and him and Scott Lobdell was the longest running writers with the comic book series, because Joshua Williamson got to write the Flash for 100 issues, which is a pretty good run for himself. No one actually lasts that long in a run between Rebirth besides him. So yeah, it's pretty good that he's lasting that long. So I just hope the new writer is actually pretty much better than Joshua Williamson. I like Brian Buccellato much better than Joshua Williamson.
Yeah.
Which is a writer that was before. Well, not before this one, because before this one was Van Jensen, which he had a short run, but the one before that writer was much better. So yeah, I just hope this one the next writer will actually be pretty good. They haven't announced who's the new writer, so I guess I'll just wait and see for that one. Okay, so this one with the CW is pretty much a lot of news been on with CW. It's like a little bit too much. Because they announced that the Arrowverse shows are coming back in January.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're going to have Superman and Lois TV show as well on January.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to have 14 episodes apparently. And it's going to start airing in January. Because I think they did start filming when it got picked up. And I think they had stopped because of the coronavirus thing. So I guess they would try to continue.
And this is with the same Superman from Supergirl?
Yeah, it is the same Superman from Supergirl. Yeah, and the same Lois Lane as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and this time he's going to have 2 sons. I don't know why, but he's going to have 2 kids. I don't know how that's going to work out. Because in the Crisis of the Infinite Earths, he only had 1 son. And I don't know if since the universe got rebooted, now he probably has 2 sons. So I don't know if they could explain that or whatnot. So I'll see how that happens. So yeah, they said that Batwoman, Flash, Black Lightning, Superman, and Lois will return in January, while Supergirl and Legends of Tomorrow won't return until mid-season. I think because the thing is the actress who plays Supergirl, she's pregnant, so I guess they're giving her time to sit out and wait for the baby to come out, and then I guess start airing in mid-season. I know she had the bad time to have a baby. It happened.
Yeah.
because she got pregnant before the coronavirus thing, and now she has to deal with being pregnant this time. So yeah, they still haven't made a decision on whether to pick up the Green Arrow and the Canary series. It's still up in the air. They said that they're trying to figure out how they can fit into the schedule of the coronavirus pandemic, if they have time to film it or whatever. So they haven't made a decision yet. So another thing is that they announced that they're gonna have a smaller crossover, which they only got a crossover with Superman and Lois and Batwoman are gonna have crossover. It's only gonna be those two shows that are gonna have a crossover.
Okay.
Which should be scheduled sometime in 2021. It's gonna be a 2-part event with those two shows. I'm wondering if in that crossover they're gonna show Batman in that crossover, because they
true.
In the end of Batwoman season 1. I didn't get to see it yet, but I've heard that they actually they showed Bruce Wayne, and they already had casted him, but he wasn't Batman in the season finale of Batwoman. So I had to catch up on Batwoman, even though I don't like this show. I try to watch it. It's just that I get real lazy with something I really don't enjoy, so I'm only 3 episodes behind, so hopefully I'll catch up on it and see what happens. I do want to see Bruce Wayne. That's the only thing I am looking forward to. Because they casted William Christie as Bruce Wayne, he's from Alphas, which I do remember that show. I'm familiar with that actor. Let me see what else he's been on. Yeah. Oh, it's Warren Christie, actually. Warren Christie, not William. Yeah, he was in Alphas, and I liked his acting in there, so I'm looking forward to see what he does with Bruce Wayne. Because they also casted him to be in season 2, but they didn't say anything about him being the Batwoman Superman crossover, so I'm not sure they're setting that up, but I'll see they will. It'd be pretty interesting to start introducing Batman.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I should just talk about the news that this is a really surprising news that everybody's been talking about that came out last week about Ruby Rose leaving Batwoman.
Yeah. He's the elephant in the room.
I don't know how they're going to deal with this now that,
Did she ever give a reason for leaving? Because I don't think I ever saw that.
She did, but it was kind of like still not a full reason why she left.
Okay.
It's still like very vague. And
yeah.
Because it said that, which I do have to report, it says that, let me see. Damn it. I don't know where's because she said there was a bit of a breakup that she decided to leave. And she made a very difficult decision not to return to Batwoman next season. She said this decision was not made lightly, as I have have the utmost respect for the cast, crew, and everyone involved with the show, in both Vancouver and Los Angeles. And she felt like she wasn't happy with the long hours involved. She said doing the network was one of the most hardest acting jobs, and that everyone was well equipped to handle intensity with long hours involved.
Okay.
So, yeah, she felt like she wasn't a good fit for the show, so she decided to tell the studios that she wants to part ways with the show. And she says she appreciates everyone that works on the show for giving us incredible opportunity. So yeah, she said that she thanked them for always believing in her, and thank you to everyone who made season 1 a success. She's truly grateful. And according to Variety, I don't know. They said that they don't know. They don't say what the source is, but they said that a source familiar with the situation says that Rose's decision had nothing to do with her health injury. But in her Instagram post, Rose mentions about that she has had a lot of mental health issues in the past. Back in October, and she struggled with mental health her entire life. She said she also said she had attempted suicide many times and has been in hospital at different times in her life. So I'm not sure I actually believe that the injury was. I believe it was the reason why she left. I don't believe that it had nothing to do with her injury. I don't believe that.
Yeah, I think it probably almost definitely was. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I just think that she's just trying to keep it civil or respectful to CW and not want to cause any trouble. So she kept that outside of it. But if she's bringing about her mental health, I think that injury would cause her to have mental health about working long hours. Yeah. Because to me, I think if I was in that situation...
any TV show is going to be long hours.
Yeah.
So she'd have to expect that.
I just think that that no show is worth risking your life for. So I think it had to deal with her injury that she had way back then, where she almost got paralyzed. Because that would make me want to quit a show as well.
Yeah, I think that's definitely it.
Yeah, and I remember one of the stunt women for that show actually got injured as well. And I think that also made her even make the decision even more to decide to leave. I remember there was an announcement that a stunt woman had also got paralyzed on set. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the injury that caused her to make the decision, which is pretty bad for CW because they have to be on top of that and not let any injuries happen again. I just hope they be on top of it next year and not let it happen again. And I don't know who should be Batwoman this time around because I actually did like Ruby Rose as Batwoman. I think she nailed the character. Despite his bad writing, I think she did great in the acting for that show. And she did better than most of the actors in that show. And she was doing a pretty good job with the character for me.
Yeah. It'll be hard to replace. There's a few actresses throwing their names in the ring though.
Yeah, I know. It's definitely
see.
I know Stephanie Beatrix, I think her name is.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Which I think she could pull it off. It's just that the show Brooklyn Nine-Nine is still going.
Yeah.
I don't know if she can do both shows at the same time.
Yeah, doing 2 shows would be insane.
Yeah. And the CW shows, I think if the long hours is the reason why Ruby Rose left, imagine her working those long hours. I'm not sure she can do it.
Yeah.
For 2 shows. It's like,
that's exactly
double. But yeah, a few even though I noticed a wrestling star had also spoke up to that she wants to be Batwoman as well.
Yep, I saw that.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I don't know. I think we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I don't know who could honestly be Batwoman as of yet.
Yeah, I don't have anyone particularly in mind who would be good for it. So I'm interested to see who they pick.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the wrestling star was Sonya Deville. That's her. Sonya Deville is her name. She wants to. Thinks that she could be Batwoman. Yeah, which I don't know anything. I haven't watched wrestling in years, so I don't know where's her acting skills. Because I know there's acting in wrestling. But yeah, I don't know if what her acting skills are like. So I can't say anything about that. So yeah, that's about it for that news. Next news is that they also announced for Superman and Lois, they had also casted Lana Lang's daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, they casted that character. Trying to look for the news. Trying to post what he's doing. So I already did. All right, I got it. They casted Indy Navarrete as Lana Lang's daughter. Apparently, the daughter's name would be Sarah Crushing. She's a new character. She's not from the comic books.
Okay.
That is true because I've been reading comic books that never saw that Lana Lang had any daughter whatsoever. So yeah. And apparently she's going to be friends with the two sons that Superman and Lois have, which is Jonathan and Jordan Kent.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's going to be, I guess, one of their friends.
Okay.
I don't know what age they're going to be, the two sons, because before Crisis of Infinite Earths, they just had a baby, one baby boy. So I don't know if when the universe rebooted, they had two children who were probably teenagers. I don't know. I'll see how that works out. So they probably in like junior high school or high school. I don't know. I'll see how that works out. I don't know this actress. Can't really say anything about her. She's in 13 Reasons Why. I never saw that show. People keep talking about that one. Haven't got a chance to see it. That's pretty much. She hasn't been in much things. So that's about it. Next news is that Phantom Stranger is also going to be in Superman and Lois, which is pretty interesting. Okay. Yeah, which I am looking forward to that one. And they casted Will Parks. He's in Vampire Diaries.
Okay. Can't say I'm too familiar with that show.
There's another CW show that was there, but it's not there anymore. It ended a long time ago. So yeah, apparently it's a black actress. I mean, not actress, actor. Yeah, it's a black act. Yeah, so because the character in the comic books is a white guy, so it's interesting that they decided for the character in Superman and Lois to be a black character. So I'll see how that works out. Which they have been doing a lot in the CW shows. They race swap or sex swap characters. Like in The Flash, recently they had made Mirror Master into a woman. They made a female version. TV show, and I like that version. It was pretty good. It was well handled. I like.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing.
As long as I do it well.
Yeah, I don't mind race changes or sex changes.
No.
When it's for a TV show, I don't mind, or a movie, I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know much about this actor either. I never watched the Vampire Diaries.
I think I watched like 30 seconds of an episode when my stepmom had it on once or something. That's as much as I know.
Oh, so you are somewhat familiar with this show.
I know that it exists, and that's about it.
Oh, because they made a lot of spin-offs of that show. It's widely popular.
Oh, okay.
And they still have one of the spin-offs around. It's called The Legacies.
Oh, okay.
I never saw it.
Yeah.
They're still making spin-offs of it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know how long they could keep the spin-offs going because the main show is ended a long time ago and they keep making spin-offs for it. I don't know why. I think some people have some interest in it. Yeah. So yeah, I see how that works out to have Phantom Stranger and Superman Lois.
Yeah.
It's just weird because Phantom Stranger, he has interacted with Superman, but not that often. So it's kind of weird that they
it feels
him.
Like
yeah.
I think it's interesting that they're gonna. It seems like they're gonna take it in just a weird direction.
Yeah,
which I'm all for.
Say that again.
It seems like they're going to be taking it in a weird sort of direction, different that we haven't really seen. So I'm all for that.
Yeah, I'll see how that works out. And he has interacted with Superman sometimes, and not that often. I'm surprised he just chose that character to appear in the Superman show. So I'll see how that works out. Another news for CW is that Swamp Thing Season 1 is coming to CW.
Yeah.
CW picked up the rights to air the show. And they want to air it with Stargirl. Stargirl already started airing, so they want to also air Swamp Thing. So they require the rights to air Swamp Thing. And there has been talks about that the president of CW, Mark Pedowitz, they had spoken to him that he said that he's not ruling out the possibility of season 2. That he thinks that if the show does well in the CW, that he would actually pick up the rights to do a season 2 of Swamp Thing. Which
that's good.
I hope it happens.
Because the first half of season 1 came out, right? And people said it was really good.
Yeah, it was really good. I watched it and I really enjoyed it. And I was kind of disappointed they canceled it. Like, as soon as the first episode aired, it just got canceled. Yeah. And there was never a full story of why it was canceled. Like, they did say it was like reports, like rumor reports of it being canceled, but they were never confirmed still to this day about if those were the actual reasons why it was canceled. There's a lot of times they were saying, because North Carolina, they had problems with North Carolina being in charge of filming in there, and they got some screwed out of the budget and they couldn't afford it. It was a number of things. And it was never confirmed why it was canceled.
It's good that it's getting another chance.
Yeah, it's good at getting another chance, and I hope CW people watch it on CW. Even though they said that the episodes might be a little bit edited because the DC Universe shows are kind of have an R-rated kind of feel. So they might edit those scenes out.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of gory. Surprisingly enough. And the only problem with CW is that if they do end up picking it up, I know the budget is going to be a little bit down. It's not going to be good as DC Universe, but I think it'll be manageable, I think.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, and I would like to see him cross over with Constantine, and since he's on the Legends of Tomorrow, so it'll be interesting. Yeah. And I remember they did have plans for them to be crossover in Crisis on Infinite Earths, but they had to cut it. They had to cut it out of the script because they couldn't do it. So it would have been interesting. It would be interesting they could do it in the future if this gets picked up. So I'd like to see that. And it had a good 10-episode run. They did a good job trying to. They did leave a cliffhanger at the end of the season finale of Swamp Thing. But it was still a cliffhanger. It left me kind of disappointed that I never get to see the continuation of it. But I hope this second chance will actually bring up a second season. Yeah. Yeah, because they said the show is meant to have 3 seasons in place, but it got canceled. So hopefully, if they have plot lines for 2 more seasons, I hope it happens. And they can, if they have problems with filming in North Carolina, they can film in Louisiana or Florida. It's just funny because they said the show is supposed to take place in Louisiana, even though they did film in North Carolina. So they should try, if they're going to get a season 2, they should try to maybe film it in Louisiana or Florida, because Florida does have a lot of swampland. So they could try to film it there. So yeah, let's see how that works out. Okay, that's it for the CW news. I know that was a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yo, with CW, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So the next news is Maestro's origin series is coming out.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw this in the Marvel's list. It's gonna have a 5-issue miniseries explaining his origin and how he came to be a character. This character is from an alternate universe, where in an alternate future where Bruce Banner becomes a villain and he becomes a Maestro. And he's had a number of appearances in the 616 universe with the 2009 characters. And he's had a number of crossovers. I do like this character. He's pretty interesting. And I'm glad we got to finally see his origin story. Because I do want to see how the Bruce Banner will become this evil man here in the alternate future. I did like his storyline with fighting Old Man Logan. That was a pretty good storyline.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he fights in the new Old Man Logan series that came out last year. He was the main villain for that. And it was pretty good. And they said that Peter David is going to be one of the writers to write the series, and the artist will be Dale Cano. No, the writers will be Peter David and Dale Cano, and the artist will be German Peralta. So yeah,
okay.
I do like Peter David when he wrote the Hulk. He's written the best Hulk for me at least, and I'm happy to be writing the series for this one. So yeah, I'll see how this turns out when it comes out in August.
Okay, that'll be interesting.
Yeah. So the next one is Dark Knight's Metal expands. It's gonna run for 7 issues, which is Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's next event. Gonna start launching in June 24th.
Okay.
It's supposed to be 6 issues, but they expanded to 1 more issue. So I am looking forward to this because I did like the last Dark Knight's Metal. It was pretty good, and I'm looking forward to this one. They also have 2 tie-in issues. It's like they call it companion specials. And it's called Death Metal Guidebook, and the other one is called Death Metal Legends of the Dark Knights #1.
Wow.
Yeah, there's gonna be 2 tie-ins with it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's pretty interesting. I just hope they come with another rock album, because when the previous series came out last summer, they had like a rock CD filled with different rock bands making their own music for the comic book, and I thought that was a cool idea. And
that's cool as.
And they had good music there, and I wouldn't mind if they make another one. It would be interesting and cool.
Yeah.
Because they actually fit with the comic book, and they did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
So I hope they do it again. There hasn't been no announcement on that, so I'm not sure they are going to do it again. I hope they do. Apparently, there's been a news report. I'm not sure if this is true, but apparently Robert Pattinson has been saying that he refuses to work out.
Yeah. I've heard a couple of different versions of this.
Yeah, there's been a couple of different versions. That's why I'm not sure to believe it.
I think the one that sounds the most likely to me is just like he's been a bit lazy during quarantine.
Yeah.
I think. And he's like following the meal plan, but just because it's been in quarantine, he just hasn't been working out as much.
Yeah.
But I mean, surely he's not refusing to work out at all,
You think so? Because
I feel like the studio will make him,
Oh.
like surely.
Because, I mean, I wouldn't put it past it. I don't know. I feel like if he doesn't comply, I think Warner Brothers will actually try to find a way to replace him. So he has to try to be careful with that. But
yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I can't imagine he'd be able to just if Warner Brothers asked him to do it and he just refused,
yeah,
that'd be bad news for him.
Because I've heard that he's been lowering his workout trainer, and I've heard about that.
I mean, even if he just has a workout trainer, he must be doing it to some capacity.
Yeah, because a lot of people say that because it was in a GQ magazine that he told that he hasn't been exercising at all in quarantine.
Okay.
He thinks that if you're working out all the time, you're part of the problem. It's setting such a precedent for other actors to do superhero characters.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't like.
Look, if I was an actor getting paid millions of dollars to go to the gym and be in a movie, I'd happily do that.
Yes, I would happily do it too.
Yeah, I don't see a single problem with that.
And I don't think if he's saying comments like that, I don't think he understands that the reason why actors work out for these roles because they are doing stunts, and sometimes
that's true.
You need a certain bodies who order to handle those stunts.
Yeah,
because even like look what happened with the Ruby Rose for Batwoman. She got into injuries and she was getting fit for the role, but you see, she was even struggling with her regular body weight. And imagine him; he could probably start struggling if he doesn't work out either.
Yeah, so, that's true.
And he says that no one was doing this in the 70s, and I don't know why he brings up James Dean because James Dean was never a superhero, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, because that's true.
James Dean played like drama.
It's also not like people in the 70s were exactly the pinnacle of health. You know,
that's true. And because I remember reading articles saying that it's okay for him to not work out because George Clooney and Val Kilmer didn't do it when Batman came around. And it's just like, well, those movies, they didn't do intense action like they're doing in these movies now.
Exactly.
Because Batman Forever and Batman and Robin was like more of like a Batman 66 kind of feel.
Yeah, they were kind of kids movies.
Yeah, they didn't really give a shit about...
They were a bit goofy. And...
Yeah, they didn't really give a shit about the action in those movies. They weren't really concentrating on the working out so well.
And the only times there was action, they were in the full suits and there was probably stunt doubles. I doubt the actors ever did anything.
Yeah, this time I don't think he realized times have changed.
Yeah.
Things are not the same as they were back then.
I think, I don't know. I think he's been a bit silly. I don't agree with him, but I'm still excited to see him be Batman. I like Robert Pattinson.
I really don't like Robert Pattinson as an actor, but
really?
I only seen him in Twilight, so I can't judge that.
Okay, yeah.
And
I've seen a few of his other movies since then. And I like him a lot. I think he's good.
Okay.
I think he could do a good Batman, but I mean, yeah, this is a bit silly.
I just hope that some people saying that he's just joking. I hope he is just joking.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like the things he said already.
He is a weird guy, so you probably can't tell if he's joking or not.
Yeah, because some people were saying, "Oh, it's just a British humor," and it's just like
maybe.
I don't know. I had to see it to believe it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's done it before, and they don't even say where he's done it before. They just say he's done it before.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure because people lie or people just make up stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll see how this works out. I just hope he does decide to work out or something, because I would like to see a somewhat. He doesn't have to be ripped like Ben Affleck, but at least toned up.
No. Yeah.
So yeah, I
mean, even if there's no like shirtless scenes or whatever, just with all these Batman stunts, and there's going to be like riding bikes and I don't know, grappling hooks and whatever. It's like, be strong enough to be able to do what you need to do,
Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping for.
And have it look realistic as if Batman could do that,
Yeah. He might. When I heard he was gonna be Batman, I didn't look forward to it. So I just hope he can wow me, because I was expecting Ben Affleck to do a good Batman. He did for me.
Yeah, I'm the same.
So I do have hopes for him.
Yeah.
So I'll see how that works. I'll see what happens in the future of this movie. So the next news is New Mutants got rescheduled.
Again.
Yes. It got rescheduled to August 28th, 2020.
Okay.
Which I don't know why they decided to pick that date, because I don't know if movie theaters will be open by August, especially in US. But
yeah.
I don't know, because I know China is already started opening theaters, but here in the US they haven't opened any theaters as of yet.
Yeah, we haven't even opened any here yet. I don't think we will for like another month.
Yeah, so I don't know if they make it in time for August, but I'll see what happens. And I don't know if anybody's gonna go to the theaters to see New Mutants in August.
Yeah, that's true.
They might as well push this to because they pushed Black Widow to November, so I think they could have done that for this movie.
Yeah, I think they might have to, especially for a US release, because yeah, I think you're right with how things are going over there. I don't think anyone's going to want to go to the theaters.
Yeah, and I don't know, unless they don't really give a shit about this movie and they just wanted to let it air in the theaters already. Like, we're tired of delaying this movie.
Yeah, this movie was meant to come out like 3 years ago or something.
I know, they should just put it on
something crazy.
They should just put it on Hulu or Disney Plus. That's it. Just put it there and
put it on Disney Plus so I can watch it.
Yeah, because I remember Hulu is not in Australia.
Nah.
It should be. God damn it! It's been around for years. I don't know how. Maybe now that it's owned by Disney, it'll come out over there eventually.
Maybe.
Yeah, especially since Hulu is supposed to be the rated R for Disney, because they said they want to put their rated R TV shows and movies on Hulu and keep Disney PG-13.
Right.
That's what they want to do apparently. So they're trying to keep it separate. They might as well just do that.
Yeah. I mean, I would rather they just have one streaming service. Why have two of your own?
I have no idea.
That's a little bit.
I guess because they said that Disney has a different brand, so they want to try to keep it separate. And
yeah, I don't know.
It's stupid.
I think that's code for we want more money.
Yes. It's true. The next news is Sweet Tooth is going to be on Netflix, which is another comic book series. It's from Jeff Lemire. It was a Vertigo comic book, which I never read this comic book, but I heard about it.
Yeah.
And apparently, it's because he said that Robert Downey Jr. is, I guess, producing the show. I don't know, which is kind of a weird choice for it to happen. I'm not sure if he's going to be in the show, which will be interesting. But they said that he's involved in some kind of way. So yeah, it says Robert Downey Jr. is producing Sweet Tooth, so he's putting money into it. So they said that they have the co-creator Jim McHale writing and directing the show, and it was supposed to be on Hulu, but they decided to put it on Netflix. I guess Hulu didn't want it, so they moved it to Netflix, and Netflix wanted it. So they said the story is that Sweet Tooth tells the story of Gus, a young human deer hybrid who navigates the perils of the post-apocalyptic world. Just said it messed up. Whatever. So yeah, they did cast some people for the show. They said that they have Christian Convery, who plays Gus, the lead character. James Brolin is gonna be the narrator. They also gonna have Will Forte, Naso Alonzi. I don't know who that is. And LD Akhtar. I know Will Forte from Last Day on Earth. He was
Yeah.
good in that show, so I'm looking forward to see him there. So I'm gonna check this out when it comes out. Because Jeff Lemire is one of my favorite comic writers, and I would like to
Okay.
see this adaptation that he's part of, and maybe I'll check out the comic books like I'm doing with the boys. So
Yeah.
I'll see how it works out. And it would be interesting if Robert Downey Jr. actually appears on a TV show. It'd be cool.
Yeah. True.
I would like that. What else? I'm trying to see who the actors are. Well, apparently Christian Convery is a kid actor, so I don't know. Because the one I saw unless they're gonna have the character be a kid to an adult, I think in this show, because I remember seeing the character in the comic books and he doesn't look like a kid, so I don't know how that's gonna work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the kid is only 6 years old, so he's an actor.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. I'll see how that works out. Yeah, I don't know anybody else. I know James Brolin. Yeah.
Yeah.
This would be weird to see him as a narrator. I'll see how that works out. And then Theo Askar, I don't know the actor either. So yeah, I'm to see how this show works out. I'm looking forward to it. I wonder if when the series comes out, if DC will actually have like any things to go alongside with this. But they said that Jeff Lemire, he has announced that he is gonna make he has there's no specific details, but he does have plans to bring back Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
He announced a comic called Sweet Tooth: The Return, so I guess he's gonna have a comic book series to coincide with the TV series when it comes out. So let's see how that works out. So yeah, there's one more news I'm gonna talk about. I didn't add this little outline, but this is the big news. I guess it's worth talking about.
Yeah.
What is it? Zack Snyder announced that Justice League Snyder's Cut is coming out to HBO Max.
Yep.
Which I am glad this is finally happening.
Yeah, me too. It's I don't know. I didn't think it was going to happen, but
yeah, I didn't think it was going to happen either, and I'm glad they finally announced it. For the longest time, I didn't believe that this was real.
Yeah, it's. I think it's amazing that Warner Brothers have agreed to put more money into this movie to finish it off and release it on streaming, because I don't think this would have happened without streaming.
Yeah, I think that's why they said that this type of movie would fit perfectly for streaming. So
yeah,
they said it says that his wife in one of the articles said that with this new platform and streaming service, you can have something like this. You can't release something like this theatrically, but you can with a streaming service. And it's an opportunity that wasn't there 2 years ago, to be honest. That was what your wife said, Deborah Snyder. Because I've heard in the news article that they're planning it to be a documentary style movie.
Okay.
And it's going to be 4 hours long. Because I imagine it was going to be a documentary style kind of like movie, because they don't have all those scenes filmed, and I think it'll be in a way like he explains what goes where in the order of the movie, and maybe discuss about certain scenes that is supposed to happen at this particular point, something like that. I think he's going to explain it.
I think they might just have to edit around the scenes that they didn't film, because the way they're marketing it and the way they're talking about it is like it's the actual cut. They're not saying they're not saying too much that it's a documentary on the movie. Like, I feel like if it is, they should probably start saying that more, I think, because I feel like they're kind of talking about it at the minute as if it's the Snyder Cut, and they're going to be releasing it and finishing it off and everything.
I'll see how that works out, because It did in the article. It does say I always thought it was a thing in 20 years, and maybe somebody would do a documentary and then could lend them the footage.
Yeah.
And do little snippets of the cut that no one's ever seen. So I don't know. I'll see how this works out. Because I wonder how would they film the remaining parts. Like, are they gonna get all the actors to fill in?
Well, I think what I heard was that Zack Snyder asked to do reshoots for it and finish off it, but I think Warner Brothers told him no to the reshoots, but they've given him money to finish off special effects and do any CGI scenes that he needed to.
Oh, that would be interesting to do a CGI kind of like animated parts to the movie.
Yeah,
like that. Like maybe do like some 3D animation with it. You know, that would cost more money.
Yeah.
I don't know. I am looking forward to this and want to see it. Actually,
yeah, I am. I hope it's actually good too, because if after all this and it eventually comes out and it's just as bad or worse as the movie we got, I think people are not going to be happy.
But I don't know, because people, I don't understand people, because it gets me confused. Because I like the DC movies, but I really don't understand how people can hate Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, and then all of a sudden, I mean, they hate it because of Zack Snyder working on these movies, and then all of a sudden, just because someone else decided to do Justice League, all of a sudden they got mad because Zack Snyder's version wasn't in the movie, and it's just like, didn't you hate Zack Snyder?
Yeah.
What's this contradiction going on?
Yeah, there's a bit of that.
Doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited for this though. I think it'll be good. Just it's basically just going to be a new Justice League movie.
Yeah.
So even if it's kind of average, I'm excited to see another version of this.
Yeah, I probably feel like a Justice League 2, hopefully.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think I'm excited. I think I saw something that said Zack Snyder claims 75% of it will be unseen footage.
Oh, okay.
Which I think will be interesting.
Yeah, this will definitely make people get HBO Max.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Even though it's $15 a month, it's like, oof.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I'm not sure I'm going to get it yet.
No, I think that's one I would get the free trial, watch this, and then cancel. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, $15 because that's like $20 here as well.
Oh, damn!
In Australia,
more. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's like if it's above $10, it's like you're joking. That's way too much. Because when you got to consider there's like 10 different streaming services you got to have now.
Yeah, I know, it's too much. It's good enough that me and my friends are actually trying. We decided to share streaming services because it's getting way too much.
Yeah, that's a good way to go about it. I see a lot of people do they'll subscribe to like one or two of them for a month and then swap over to different ones for the next month and do that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think I might start doing that because there's been times that me and my boyfriend are not using Hulu for a couple of months. Yeah. It's just like, no, there's no point of paying it for these for a certain amount of months. And there's always torrents that
yeah, I mean, if they go too expensive, the people are just going to do that, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
So, yeah.
See how they go.
I don't know. I'm really excited for this, though. I think it's good to at least give Zack Snyder a chance to show what he originally wanted to make, or something close to.
Yeah, I agree as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the comic book news.
Okay.
So yeah, the next one is I'm gonna talk about Bloodshot, the movie that came out like in March.
Yep.
I actually saw it in digital. Yeah,
Okay.
my boyfriend got it because we was gonna see the movie in the theaters, but then everything started shutting down, so we didn't get a chance to.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
it was it was a good movie. I would give it like 7.5. It was the average good movie,
All right.
good action movie. It wasn't
Yeah.
like a phenomenal movie, like oh my god, the greatest thing ever. But it was a bit.
It's good. Good popcorn movie.
Yeah, it's a good popcorn movie.
Yeah. Okay.
I actually enjoyed it. I was expecting it to be an action movie. I don't know why a lot of people didn't expect it to be an action movie because it's Bloodshot. He's more of a. When I read his comic books, a lot of them were action feel,
Yeah.
and to me, he's just like a Punisher character with regeneration. That's
Yeah.
all he basically is. So, because he is from the military, just like Punisher. And
Yeah.
he gets into experiment with nanites, and apparently they just regenerate his body every time he gets damaged. So he's like a supercomputer human thing. So Vin Diesel did a good job as the character. I imagine he would. I really did like the acting for that character, and it was an interesting storyline. I did like that they involved these type of characters that he was working with, like, because it did remind me of a certain storyline they did have in the comic books with Bloodshot. He was in the comic books. He was seen with a group of characters called the Hard Corps,
Okay.
and they were like team where they have like power upgrades. Like they like to take the DNA of the Harbingers because in that universe, they have a group of characters that's like mutants, like kid characters, like humans born with powers, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the Hard Corps were like characters that would take like DNA of of the Harbinger characters, of some random Harbinger characters that take their DNA and inject it in them, and they will have the powers for like a day. They'll have different powers every issue,
Okay.
and they was teaming up with Bloodshot to save some children that was being used for some type of experiment. They was trying to save some kids, and in the movie, you do see him team up with characters like that. They weren't called the Hard Corps. They were called something else in this movie, which I'm glad with. They decided to do that because in the comic books, eventually, in a few years later, they had made the characters into villains, and I didn't like that. And they started killing children, which didn't make any sense because they were a team made to save the children earlier. So why all of a sudden would they change to start killing children with powers? It didn't make any sense to me. So they took this concept of the movie of a Bloodshot teaming up with the heroes the characters that were like the Hard Corps, but they turn evil and they turn against him because the leader that he was working with was betraying him and trying to force him to kill people that were part of the Bloodshot experiment, which is because Bloodshot was part of the Rising Spirit Project, where because he dies in some type of mission, some military mission, and they end up bringing him back to life by experimenting on him, and he doesn't remember anything, and they try to get him to remember who he was.
Okay.
And they try to implant different memories inside of him, which I didn't like how this turned out a little bit, because in the movie he did have the memories of his wife dying and his daughter getting killed.
Yeah.
And no, it was just his wife, not the daughter. It's just kind of weird that because in the comic books, his kids did die, and his wife.
Yeah.
In the comic books, but in here you find out the plot twist is that his wife and kid is alive, and it's just that they made him to thinking that he was dead, and she's already moved on to living with someone else, so she doesn't want to be back with him. So I didn't like that storyline in the movie. I kind of wish that they kept it that his wife had died and his kid. Because the thing is, in the comic books, he eventually gets as he's Bloodshot, he falls in love with someone else, and he has his kid with her. And I want that to actually happen. And he actually has a child that's like just like him with the Bloodshot powers. So I will hope that will happen in the future. It could probably still happen. You could probably fall in love with someone and have a kid with her. So I'm hoping that will happen. So yeah, it was a pretty good movie. I did like the villain that turned against him in the team. They did follow the storyline of the first series of the Bloodshot, where he finds out the project that he was involved in was a villain.
Okay.
He was working for the government, and he was using it for to do his own thing, he's forcing Bloodshot to kill other people that weren't criminals and stuff like that. Or he was in the movie, he was forcing to kill people who were involved in the experiment, but he got screwed out of the situation. Like the people who was working with the lead scientists were they betrayed him and left, and he forced Bloodshot into going to revenge after those people. They were still bad people. They weren't good people. So I was okay with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a pretty good movie. It was pretty interesting. I did like, there was a female character that was in that movie. I forgot the actress's name, but I do remember her from Dusk to Dawn and the Dusk to Dawn TV series, and she did a pretty good in that TV show, and she did good in the movie as well. Her name is Eliza Gonzalez. Yeah, she's a really good actress. I really like her.
Okay.
And I did like the storyline that because she didn't portray Bloodshot. She actually decided to team up with him and help him out to go, against the team that she was working for. And it was a good idea. I liked it. It was a pretty good movie. I just hope that, because I know this movie did not do so well in the box office.
Yeah.
Apparently only got 29 million and the budget was 45 million. So they didn't get to pass his budget, but I think
part of that's definitely because of the whole corona. Yeah,
it was the whole corona because they had to release it digitally. And I just hope it made enough sales that it made some type of profit to make a sequel, because I want this universe to expand. Valiant is a very interesting comic book company. They like their universe, and I want them to at least have some type of attention, at least in the movies.
Yeah.
Because they say they gotta make a Harbinger movie, and I would like to see that. Because Harbinger is a very interesting concept. I mean, it's the same thing as X-Men, but I would like to see it turn it out for this universe, and I wanted to get more attention because Valiant is really fun to read and enjoy, and I want everyone else to try to get into Valiant as well. It doesn't get enough attention that it deserves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I just hope that it'll get there. So yeah, I enjoyed this movie. It was pretty good. Now I'm gonna talk about comic book reviews.
Okay.
I know you didn't see Bloodshot, so there's not much to say.
Yeah, I didn't see it, so
yeah.
I don't have a lot to say on it.
Was you interested in seeing it, or?
I think I would have gone to see it in theaters. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it was because it was the whole virus thing that stopped me. I think
Oh,
I wasn't sure if I was going to like it,
okay.
but it was something that I did want to go see, that I would have
Okay.
seen.
Okay, so maybe you might see it one day.
Yeah, if it's definitely the sort of thing. If I see it on, I don't know, some sort of streaming
Yeah.
thing, and I might put it on one day. Definitely.
Hopefully, you'll put it on Netflix.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to check it out.
I think people would check it out on Netflix if it was there.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I heard Code 8 did pretty well on Netflix.
Yeah.
And that movie didn't do so well in the theaters, so
Yeah.
I think it could get a second chance on Netflix. The first comic book I'm going to talk about is called Batman Overdrive.
Okay.
It's another one of those kids' books that they made. And it's about a young Bruce Wayne, and he's trying to find out the people who killed his parents, and he has to deal with. He tries to figure out it has something to do with the Falcones, and as he was investigating the crime, he saw in the files that Alfred was working for the Falcones, and he was thinking, because Alfred wasn't around when his parents got killed, and
yeah,
he was thinking Alfred had killed his parents.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. In this book, so yeah, and he tries to find a way to prove that he killed his parents, and then he find out he didn't kill his parents. It was true he was working for Falcone, and when he found out Falcone did some bad things, he stopped working for him and moved on and started taking care of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did like the story because you see Bruce Wayne, he has some desire to become like a mechanic.
Yeah.
And he takes his dad's car and fixes it, and he starts. It has to do with a lot with being a mechanic in this story, and it was pretty interesting for little kids to read this, and I actually enjoyed it. It was pretty interesting to read about. And
yeah.
It had two characters in there. One character was made for the comic. He was a Latino character. I did like that.
Yeah.
And then they had Catwoman in there. So
okay,
it was enjoyable. I did like it a lot. I would give it a 7.5. It was really fun and entertaining. It wasn't a great story, but it was still fun. I liked it a lot. So yeah, it was pretty interesting to see him going through his adventures, because he was fighting Falcone's son. Apparently Falcone had a son there, and they did arrest him. So they did find out that Falcone did kill his dad and not Alfred. So it was pretty interesting to see that the story work out. I really enjoyed it. It was pretty fun to see him be inspired by his dad and Alfred as well, because Alfred was one that inspired Thomas Wayne to be into cars and be a mechanic. And it's just it was pretty cool to see that perspective, a different type of story. Him wanting to be a mechanic. It was a pretty good story. It was enjoyable. And the author was Shea Fontana, which I do remember her from the Teen Titans Go book, comic books. And the artist was Marcelo Chiara, which I don't know that artist from other things, but that artist did a pretty good job on the book. The next one was another Batman Kids book that they had. It was Batman Nightwalker. It has to deal with Bruce Wayne's like a teenager in this one, and he's hired to talk to this teenager criminal that's in Arkham Asylum. Okay. And because the thing is, they're trying to investigate about what the gang that she works for and who's involved in the gang. And it was a pretty good story. I enjoyed it. I give this one a 8 because it's much better than the Overdrive one. It was an interesting story because you see Bruce Wayne talking to the Nightwalker. Is a criminal they made in for this comic, but I would like to see her in the main comic books eventually. Is a pretty interesting villain, and she was working. She had this gang. She was working for this gang, and she makes Bruce thinking that she was a good person, and she finds a way to trick him, and he falls for it. And they said it's gonna be another book. I don't know when the next book is coming out, but I'm looking forward to that because this one was pretty good.
Yeah,
it was pretty interesting to see Bruce Wayne fall for her, and try to make her go the other way. And her name was Madeline Wallace, but yeah, she was basically a villain. And she would kill people, and she was a child. And he did fall in love with her and fall for her trap, and that was only a way to trick him for her to get out of jail and run away. So it was pretty interesting to see Bruce Wayne deal with that, because the thing is, Bruce Wayne always sees that there's a second chance for someone, so I can see him fall into that type of trap even as a child, a teenager. So yeah, it was pretty interesting to see it happen when he's a teenager. So
yeah,
I liked it. It was really enjoyable, and I had fun with it. So yeah, I really did enjoy this one. I think that's pretty much it. I have not much to say about it, but it was pretty good to see that. The next one is Superman of Smallville, which I give this one a 7. This one was okay. It was really a book that's marketed towards children, like more like a kindergarten age book.
Okay.
Yeah, I do like the writer. He's very in other series, like he's very in the Tiny Titans series, and those were pretty much fun. They were like very comedy heavy for little kids. But this one was okay. It wasn't that comedy heavy as Tiny Titans, but it was still enjoyable. It's Art Baltzar and Franco. That's what it is. They always work together in kids' comic books, and they write a whole bunch of kids' comic books together and draw. So yeah.
Okay.
And most of the art style is always the same for the books they do together. So yeah, you see, it's about small Superman being a kid and becoming Superman when he's in junior high school, and he deals with getting his powers, and he tries to find out who he is and fights Brainiac, and he also discovers Crypto, and Crypto becomes his best friend, his dog. And he gets to learn about the relationship between him and Crypto, which was a pretty interesting story. I liked it. It was enjoyable. It's just that the humor was it was there, but was not that great. It was just average. Yeah. So I guess it's a fun story for kindergartners. So
yeah, if it gets them into Superman and all that sort of stuff, good on it.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a bit average. I enjoyed it for what it was. So yeah. Yeah, and I did like him establishing a human to pet relationship to him and Crypto. It was pretty fun. And him finding out another person that comes on the same planet from him, so he no longer feels alone. So yeah, it can help kids with that. So yeah, it's an entertaining book. So the next one is another kid's book is called Black Canary Ignite.
Okay.
And this one was is about I enjoy this one a lot more than the Superman of Smallville. I give this one an 8. This one was way much more fun. It's about a younger Black Canary. She finds out she has her screaming powers. She's like in junior high school in this one, and she has like a rock band with two kids, well, her two friends, and she goes dealing with, because the thing is, she starts discovering she has powers, and she tries to lie to her friends about it, and the band ends up breaking up, and because they know that she has powers, and they didn't like that she lied about it, and
okay.
Yeah, the band goes through a breakup, and they end up getting their friendship back when they have to fight a certain villain, because there's a villain that wants Black Canary. Because the thing is, she is the daughter of the previous Black Canary, and in this book, and her mother also has screaming powers. That's why she got it. She's like a metahuman. She was born with the powers, and her father is not Green Arrow, is I think Detective Lance. They decided to do it that way. So you also get to see Commissioner Gordon in the book, and you see her day in Gotham City, and you get to learn about her history of the mother being a superhero, how she met the father, and how the daughter became to be, and it was pretty interesting. I did like the character dealing with her having superpowers, and the thing is, she was like causing property damage to the school, and she had to pay for she had to pay for that in some sort of way.
Okay.
Yeah, so
right.
And then you find out the school principal is the villain that's after Black Canary.
Yep.
That's just a crazy plot twist.
Okay.
That the school principal was the one that was after her, because she was a previous villain for Black Canary, the mother, and she hated Black Canary. She wanted to ruin her life, so when she got a kid, she thought it would be a perfect opportunity to ruin their lives. Because the mother retires being Black Canary because she wants to raise a child. Because she finds out she's pregnant, she doesn't feel like she could be a superhero anymore, so she retires and starts raising the kid. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting story. I did like it a lot. It was pretty fun. The writer was Meg Cabot, and the artist was Kara McGee. The art is pretty good. I liked it. Not really familiar too much with that writer. Don't know any other comic books she's written.
Yeah.
But I do like this one. It was pretty good. So yeah. So the next one is another kid's book from DC. It's called The Oracle Code. And this one was I give this one a 9 because I really enjoyed this a lot. This one was like the best one out of all of them.
Okay.
And it deals with Barbara Gordon. She is handicapped because she got into a car accident. And she ends up going to this school that deals with handicapped children. And when she's in the school, and when she finally gets accepted into the school and starts taking classes in there, it's like a school, like a boarding school where she lives in there.
Yeah,
has lives with the kids that also go to the school. And the thing is, she noticed in the school that kids were disappearing, and she was trying to wonder why they were disappearing. And you find out that the school principal is the villain, and there's another one with the school principal is the villain. I just realized that. But some school principals being the villains.
I don't know. I guess they're just evil. Every single principal. Get rid of them.
It reminds me of a school. I heard there was a news about a school principal that got fired in Florida because he didn't believe the Holocaust happened.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, he didn't think it.
Sure.
It was terrible. They definitely fired him.
Wow. Okay.
And it was kind of weird because it was a black principal, and I didn't think a black principal would say something like that. But yeah,
Okay.
it was kind of messed up, but it happened. But yeah, you find out the principal was taking the kids and trying to, because the thing is, his daughter was also a handicapped child, and that's the reason why he made the school. But he started getting very mad because he couldn't cure his daughter, and his daughter was dying, so he decided to take experiments on the kids that were. He started taking kids from the school and started experimenting on them to find a way to cure his daughter. And he would have the kids die, and didn't care about them dying, and they would just report them as missing and tell the parents that the child was missing from the school instead of actually telling them that they died. So it's a very dark story, and Barbara Gordon finds this out, and she gets him to get arrested, go to jail, and they are still trying to find a cure for the daughter because she's in a coma. So, yeah, I guess they put her in some type of other hospital to try to cure her. But yeah, it's a pretty good story. I did like Oracle. I mean, she was operating as Oracle. She did have, what is it? I think, because she did have Dick Grayson as her friend, like a type of Dick Grayson as a friend, and it was a really good book. I really did enjoy this one, and it was pretty cool to see. Because the thing is, what I did like about this book, it deals with the emotions of being handicapped, and because the things with people who are handicapped, they feel helpless, and they also feel like they don't need anybody's help, and they hate feeling like they need someone's help to do things. So you see her fight with that emotion a lot, and it's pretty interesting to see that, especially in a kid's book. So it was a pretty good. I enjoyed seeing that a lot, and you see the character grow into something of her own, and she doesn't mind accepting help from others eventually. So I'm glad that the character grows learning that, and she also deals with hating her father and then end up loving her father, because she was hating her father because her father always wanted to help her whenever something happens, and she would get mad that she would ask him help her, and she doesn't want to feel helpless. She hates feeling that way. She feel like she can do things herself, and she also starts getting mad because she feels like her father worries about her too much, that she doesn't believe in her, but he's just trying to help her out, especially because he's handicapped now. So yeah, she tries to deal with a lot. There's a lot of emotions in that book, and I liked it a lot. The writer of this one is Marie Nibcap, and the artist is Manuel Pitero. Not really familiar with their work, but the art was pretty good, and the story was great. I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. The next one is Contagion, which is a Marvel miniseries.
Okay.
And this one was, I didn't like it at all. I gave it a 5. It was really bad.
Wow. Yeah.
It's just kind of eerie that this happened. This book when this book was coming out, it came out around the same time. No, it came out months before the coronavirus, and it deals with, it kind of has a similar, the plot line is very similar to the coronavirus. This book came out like in October to November, and of last year. And in this story, Thing ends up fighting Mole Man, and he ends up finding out that they have this nuclear virus and people get infected. Like the whole New York City gets infected. And what I didn't like about this book is that this book was like everyone being stupid in this world with this coronavirus. Because the thing is, you see how quickly the virus spreads, and they are not wearing no protection whatsoever.
Yeah.
The superheroes. I don't understand it. It's like you have Reed Richards, the smartest man in the world, the first one to get the virus, the first one, and it's just like he just the thing that the thing caused the rest of Fantastic Four to come over here because there's like a virus being unleashed and a whole bunch of people are getting infected and we have to stop them. And they go in there with no protective suits. If this is Reed Richards, he would actually think of a way to have the costumes for protection.
Yeah, that's true.
Aang gets the virus, and then Sue gets the virus, and Johnny Human Torch gets the virus, and it's just like, oh my god, they have no protection whatsoever. And Thing can't get the virus because of his.
Because he's a rock.
Yeah, because he's a rock. And it's like, oh god, this is getting ridiculous.
Okay.
And they have other heroes fighting, like the Avengers and Punisher, Moon Knight, Iron Fist. And it's just like everyone gets the virus because everyone doesn't, with no protection whatsoever. It's just like irritates me. It's like none of them even thought to think of wearing a mask.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. Oh my god, I was so terrible with that. Oh my god. It was a 5-issue miniseries. It was not good.
Okay.
And I was surprised that it was to be this bad because Ed Bryson is a writer I actually enjoy a lot from Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
And when it came to this book, it's like the worst book he ever freaking wrote. It was horrible.
Wow. Yeah.
I just don't see superheroes being stupid as humans that happen here. Like,
Yeah.
And the thing is, in this one, you can tell with this virus, this virus, the nuclear virus, you can see them being infected. It's not like in coronavirus, you can't see anyone infected. It's not an invisible virus like this, like the coronavirus. So you see like green nuclear stuff sticking out of them, like some weird green zombie looking kind of thing.
Okay. Wow.
And they try to figure it out with magic, and they call Doctor Strange. He gets the virus, and they figure out how to get the virus out with some type of magic. It finally worked out, but I mean, they find a way to cure the virus. But I just didn't like how all the superheroes were so stupid, not having protection whatsoever, and knowing that this virus is like whoever touches the person to.
Yeah.
And they're like fighting with their own hands, no gloves. No protection whatsoever.
Wow.
I thought they would have like some protective armor to fight these zombie infected human creatures, and it's like it was not. Everyone was going in blind. It was very stupid. It was like it was a guide of the things to not do when you're in a virus pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. My god, that book was so bad. So yeah, I did not like that one. Another one was DCeased. I finally read all 6 issues.
Okay.
And I would give this book like a 6. I'm really not buying into the whole hype that everyone is going crazy about.
Yeah.
Because I know Tom Taylor wrote this book, and I like Tom Taylor's writing. It's just not in this book. Because the thing is that I really don't like how it's poorly handled. I mean, it's very poorly handled. The thing is, this book is just a straight up action fest. It's just to see a whole bunch of superheroes get killed by zombies.
Yeah.
And they become zombies. And it's just, that's all it's all about. And you see the superheroes die the most dumbest ways. And it just irks me. I'm not really buying into it. I know they're making a whole bunch of spin-offs. They can't stop making spin-offs of this, but I'm not really into it. It's just not appealing to me. And
okay.
You do see it is kind of sad how Superman and Wonder Woman dies, and because they end up giving up hope and end up getting the virus. It's just that, and then the DC heroes end up going to a new planet where they could live off of. They get everyone out of the planet and move somewhere else. I don't know what's gonna. I'm not sure there's gonna be a story of them living off planet somewhere else, because that's where the story ends. That they go escape. And I haven't read the other spin-offs that they have, and there is an interesting part of the story where, because there's Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn come with this sanctuary thing for anybody who's got stuck on Earth and had to fight off the virus. The surveying zombies that's there. So there's a spin-off called Unkillables, which is okay. I read that one, but I'll talk about that later, the next podcast.
Yeah.
I had finished reading that one just like yesterday, and it deals with that story. So yeah, this one was okay because I didn't like how Jordan was willing to give up of fighting the virus, and he ends up getting killed because he doesn't have the willpower to fight this virus. I'm like, why the fuck is he a Green Lantern then?
Yeah.
It made no sense.
Okay.
And then Batman ends up dying too, and because he works with a lot of technology, and I just didn't like that the characters dying left and right, and once again the characters were being stupid. I did not enjoy that.
Yeah, a bit similar to Contagion.
Yes, it's very similar.
Just plot holes. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, it's very similar to Contagion, and it's just characters getting killed left and right, and I think people enjoy zombie fiction a lot, and that's why it's getting popular and getting a whole bunch of spin-offs. And I guess because kind of eerie just came out like way before coronavirus, and people are reading it because the coronavirus thing happened. So I could see why it's gaining a lot of attention. And Tom Taylor has been known to write Injustice, and he's done really good with that. So he's like one of the overhyped writers that anything he writes is all of a sudden gold, but not to me. Not everything.
Yeah.
Because these have written a few good series, like Earth 2 was also a good one. I did like that one, which deals with the Earth 2 of DC characters, which is basically the Justice Society of America, but they called it Earth 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that book was good of his, and I was not really into his all new Wolverine series, because he made X-23 not okay with killing, and she was okay with that in the beginning when she was teaming up with Wolverine in the X-Force, which is so it's kind of weird that he would change her character, and I didn't like that. So yeah, I'm not really into the whole DCeased thing. Another book that I read was called Journey to the Star Wars Allegiance.
Okay.
Which was a 4-issue miniseries that takes place before Rise of the Skywalker.
Right.
I did not enjoy this one as well.
Yeah.
It was, I would give it a 6. It was, oh my god. It's just that, the thing is that it's about, because in The Last Jedi, Akbar had got killed. The guy who says that it's a trap thing.
Yeah.
So Princess Leia, not General Leia, goes to the planet that he's from, and the planet that he's from, the race of those people, they don't want to work with the Resistance anymore because he died, and they felt like they lost someone very important to them, and they blame it on General Leia.
Okay.
They blame it on her for letting him get killed.
Sure.
So it's like it's all her fault. It's like if he never team up with them, this would never have happened. You know. But it was his choice to work for the Resistance, so they fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the sun is mad at her, and the leader of the country of the planet is mad at her, and they come with a deal if the thing is Ray volunteered herself to fight off in a gladiator kind of arena, and if she wins, that they will still work for the Resistance. If she loses, they will not work with the Resistance. They'll go on and do their own thing. And then she ends up going to the gladiator fighting. And the thing is, Ray doesn't even finish the gladiator fight. What gets me mad is that Rose comes in and beats the villain, beats the enemy for her, because Ray can't defeat it herself. They made her super defenseless. Like all this, this just gets me irritated about the Star Wars. So yeah, she's supposed to be a great Jedi, the greatest Jedi of all, and yet she's useless in this comic book.
Okay,
and that's what gets me irritated. That's why I didn't like this book, because Rey didn't do much of anything in this book, and I thought that I was gonna see some awesome fighting action scenes in there, and of her fighting the monster she has to fight for the gladiator arena. And it's just weird that Rose is not even. She was in the audience, and all of a sudden she comes out of nowhere and defeats the creature for her. And it's just like, can't just let Rey fight her herself? Why does Rose have to come in out of nowhere and just be? Because Rose is more of a mechanic. She doesn't fight with things like this, and it's just like kind of weird that she comes out of nowhere and interjects the battle and wins for her. It's like, I love Rose, but I just didn't feel like she needs to jump in there and claim victory. It's like, bitch, get out of here. This is not yours. This is not your battle. This is her battle.
Yeah.
So it just felt stupid. Oh my god. And then there was another side mission that with Finn and Poe had to go after a bunch of bounty hunters that wanted to kill out the Resistance that was hired from the Empire. I mean, not the Empire, the First Order. And they end up losing. They're like defenseless, and they can't fight the bounty hunters. And Rey and Rose and General Leia has to save them. And it's just like, oh god. Everyone's defenseless in this goddamn book. I just can't stand it. It was like getting me mad. It was a very stressful reading book.
Yeah,
I just couldn't stand it. Yeah, that everyone needed somebody in order to fight, and it's just, and the Ogbar's race of people, they do end up helping the Resistance at the end. Was some quick, because they end up, since Rose invading the battle, apparently they decided not join the Resistance, but the First Order invaded the planet and they helped them out there, and one of the characters sacrificed himself and they wanted to honor him, so they decided to work for the Resistance. I just didn't understand that, because it's like, weren't you just mad at someone else sacrificed themselves in the Resistance earlier? So if someone else does it, all of a sudden you change your mind? It didn't make any much sense. Oh, we'll work for the resistance because this person sacrificed himself. Even though we said earlier we're not going to work for the resistance because someone else sacrificed themselves. It's very contradictory, but whatever. The story was really bad. And I thought the story was going to be interesting because Akbar, when he got killed in The Last Jedi, it was like his death was like very forgotten. And no one even cared about him dying. So I thought the stories would be interesting for to go to a deep dive into that and talk about it. But it was a very bad story. I didn't like that one. And the writer for this one is Ethan Sachs, which is... He does okay. And not really... I only liked his Old Man Hawkeye, but... Any other story that he's written, like Old Man Peter Quill, is not good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I really don't.
I haven't read much of the Old Man ones. I've read the original Old Man Logan.
Yeah, I know. You told me about that one.
Yeah.
We did talk about that in the podcast.
We did. That's right.
Yeah, I did. I still haven't read it yet. The one that you read. I still have to check it out one day. But yeah. And he's also written, he's writing another Star Wars series. I forgot what it was, but... Oh, it's called Bounty Hunters, which is a series with Boba Fett and some other two characters that are bounty hunters. I only read the first 2 issues. It's okay. So far. I don't know what to think of that series. I really not so sure about Ethan Sachs' work as of yet. The only series I read that I enjoyed was Old Man Hawkeye. That's about it. Okay, so the next one is the last book I'm going to talk about is Hawkman number 23. And I give this one an 8 because I actually enjoyed this one. It came out like 2 weeks ago. It's about because Hawkman ends up he was infected with the Batman Who Laughs virus. Like he was like a villain. He was trying to fight that off. And he ends up going into this type of him and Hawkwoman were going into this mind trance of like their past. And there was one particular past that they were involved in where they are in like medieval Europe, and he's trying to cure people from a virus, like a plague virus, the plague.
Yeah.
And it was interesting to do the storyline on this because, I mean, we're dealing with the whole coronavirus. It came out the right time. Because the book came out 2 weeks ago, and there's like, it's funny. I think the writer did write the story for the coronavirus. Like, I think he turned it in before, like, as this was going on, and they published it, whatever. Because I think he probably wrote this book in January, and it came in time when it got into the US. So it was a pretty good story. You see Hawkman being a doctor and trying to help people with the virus, and they end up thinking he's the one that caused the virus, but he's not the one that caused the virus. And it was a really good story. I enjoyed it a lot. And it's just like he becomes like, I forgot what they call this thing. Because he was like a doctor with like he was a plague doctor, which was kind of interesting. Like, it's like the doctors with the beaks and the trench coat, like the long coat, black coats, and the hat. Like, I heard it was a thing. Like, one of my friends told me about it. I didn't know it was actual things, like a bird mask wearing plague doctor in the 17th century Spain. That's what they were. So yeah, it was pretty interesting seeing Hawkman deal with trying to cure people for the virus, and it was a very enjoyable story how he was feeling bad for people being infected and trying to cure them, and people were dying. It was very interesting for this to come out at the time that the virus is going on, because it deals a lot with that stuff, and it deals with, you know, people losing their lives and not going back to the things the way they were, and It was a really interesting story. I'll give this one an 8. It was a really good story and enjoyed it a lot. And he ends up finding Hawkwoman, and they end up going off somewhere else at the end of the story. But yeah, it deals with a lot of, you see Hawkman going through a lot of emotions with himself because he's also been infected with an evil virus that makes him not who he is, and he's trying to fight it off. So it's a lot of dealings of emotions of him going through a virus that you really don't want to deal with, and it's pretty interesting. I like it. It was pretty good. It was like the best comic book I read for that week because a lot of good books came out that week. It was only 4 books anyway.
Yeah.
And I did somewhat enjoy the Flash one, but I'll talk about that next week. I didn't get to prepare for this one. So, yeah. It was an interesting story. And the artist for this one was Marcio Takara. And the writer is Robert Venditti. But he's been doing a really good job with Hawkman. I really do like this series. And I'm surprised it's been going on for this long. I mean, it hasn't get canceled yet. And I hope it doesn't. Not for a while. But I really enjoyed this series a lot. So yeah, I really do enjoy it. And the art was good too. I enjoyed the art. So the next one I guess we're going to start talking about is, there's no other comics to talk about for now. Now we're going to talk about The Boys, Volume 2.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about issues 7 through 10, not 11 and 12, because I decided to leave it for the next podcast because 11 starts a new story arc, and I don't think it finishes until like maybe issue 14.
Okay.
Because I heard the omnibus only has 2 more issues left, and there's a volume 2. I mean, volume 2 and 3 and 4 is also, so I might just keep on reading from there. But
yeah.
So yeah, this one was pretty interesting. I mean, because I noticed it's like this doesn't deal with the main story arc. It's like
no. This was the furthest detached.
Yeah.
From the main story arc, and also the show that we've been yet. I think
it has nothing. It doesn't have to do with the main story arc at all, and the TV show doesn't cover this part.
No.
So yeah,
I think it was. I don't know, to sum it up, it was just more of the boys doing their thing.
Yeah, it's like a side story kind of.
Yeah, it was like, I've already forgotten the name of that like Teen Titans group from the first 6 issues.
Kicks.
But it was Teenage Kicks. It was kind of just that again to a Batman and Robin ripoff now.
Yeah, because it had to deal with Pop Claw. She knew these characters.
Yeah.
And they went to go investigate it because someone had died in this had died in this case, and they wanted to investigate it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was interesting. He went to investigate the case. So yeah, it was a nice side story, and it was really funny. I did enjoy it.
Yeah. Me too. I thought it was good. I think it's more stuff like this that I want to see from the book, just different to the show, just the boys sort of doing their thing.
Yeah.
Tracking down all different sorts of superheroes. I think it's a lot of fun.
It felt like they were being real CIA agents, like going through stuff like that, like going through other superhero cases. And this one deals with Batman being a gay character, his name is the Batman character's name Tech Knight. He finds out that he goes into like his gay fantasy. Like I think he starts figuring out that he's gay, but he doesn't want to admit that he's gay for a very long time, and it's just And the funny thing is that when I was reading this book, oh my god, when he went to go talk to the psychiatrist,
Yeah.
and he talks about how he's staring at this android's butt, and it was like a
Yeah.
male android, and it's just like he's like, "Oh, I can't be gay because it's an android and it's not actually male." But I'm like, dude, you're definitely gay. The way he was describing it, it's like, yeah, he's definitely gay. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was. I think the dialogue in these issues too were the most dated. Yeah, there was a lot of monologues each character would go on about why they either dislike gay people or they're okay with it, kind of.
Oh yeah, I didn't like.
Yeah,
some parts were kind of like a little offensive, but I didn't take it seriously because it's a comedy book.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but Willie was a little. He said that he's not homophobic, but he was a little there.
Yeah.
The fact that he wasn't okay to go to a gay club is just like, okay.
Yeah. It was definitely interesting.
It's just like he was very contradicting because it's like he wasn't okay with Billy the Butcher using the faggot word, but then
but he'll say poof or whatever.
It was poof. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
which I'm not really familiar with that term for.
Oh, okay. That's a big one here.
Oh, so that I guess that is like the word.
It could be in England as well. Yeah,
I was thinking it was a word, the faggot word for the U.S. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think so.
So they were. He was being offended for him to use that word, but meanwhile he's not so cool with going to a gay club. And Billy Butcher was okay with going in there, and it's like trying to mention how contradicting he is.
Yeah. It was it was an interesting element. I thought it was
so freaking weird.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting that because it kind of reminds me of the whole, because I don't know if you heard the story about the gays, the whole back then in the like 60s with the Batman Robin comic books. DC got into this controversy because people were thinking that Batman and Robin was sleeping together, but they weren't.
Okay. Right, yeah.
And just to rectify that, DC decided to give Robin and Batman girlfriends. Like Batman had Batwoman, which was not the same Batwoman from the modern comics, it was a different Batwoman. And a Batgirl was a different Batgirl, it was Betty Kane, and the Batwoman was Catherine Kane. So it's just to get away from them, like Batman and Robin sleeping together. It's like, they're not gay, they have girlfriends. Yes.
Yeah.
So they just did it that way, which I never would think that Batman Robin's gay because that's his son. It's like, it's just that because there was one comic book panel, it's like, he was sleeping with him in the same bed, but that's his child. That's like it's an adopted child, so I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah,
but it's just weird that they was thinking that back then. But whatever, that was the old times. But whatever. So it's kind of funny that I think they was making fun of that in this book. Like they was trying to make a parody of that. Like, what if the Batman-like character was gay and he was into his sidekick?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was like his name was Swingwing, something like that.
Yeah, Swingwing, I think.
Which is a very funny name, but whatever.
Yeah. It was. What did you make of the very end of it with Tech Knight imagining himself like stopping a meteor that was going to hit the Earth by having sex with it?
So wait a minute, that didn't happen? I thought that actually did happen.
I'm not sure. It seems like it didn't happen.
To me, it seemed like it did happen. It's just because this book is so off the wall, I wouldn't think it happened. Because the thing is, the Tech Knight is dead, isn't he? Oh no, he is dead.
I imagined it as like that was like his final, like as he was dying. That's what he thought like of himself.
Because I remember in the end of the story, oh my god, that shit made me crack up like crazy. Oh my god, I was laughing, I couldn't stop. It's like he's dead serious. Like had sex with a meteor and blew up when he came. Oh my god, it's the funniest scene I've ever seen in the comic book. Oh my god. It was so funny. Oh my god. He was like, because the thing is, the meteor, they made it look like an asshole.
Yeah.
Shape of the asshole, he like fucks it. Oh my god. And everyone's cheering for him to have sex with the meteor, and it's just like, it was very freaking weird.
It was weird. I might have to revisit it to check whether it was real or not, but I think, that it's so over the top.
It is very over the top, and that's what I like about this book. It's so over the top. Oh my god. It's just so messed up how the Swingwing ends up getting killed.
Yeah.
You know, like he falls off the roof.
Yeah.
It's like he dies the same way the other guy dies.
Yeah. It's it was kind of inadvertent kills by the boys as well.
Yeah. It was just
I think I enjoyed it a lot, although it's a nice break from the main story, although I do want to see where that continues.
Yeah. And you know, that was kind of weird about the whole threesome action going on there. Where, you know, Tech Knight and Popclaw and Swingwing all have like a threesome sex. And Tech Knight was imagining that Swingwing was sucking his dick instead of Popclaw. And it was like, oh my god, this book is goes really out there. You would expect.
Yeah, it's it wasn't what you'd expect to be reading in a superhero book.
Oh my god, it was so funny. Oh man. And even when they go to that comic book store and they meet up with that guy, and that guy's having sex with a prostitute, that book was all over the place. Oh my god. And you know what's kind of messed up? That Tech Knight was like spreading this propaganda that Swingwing was gay when he was the gay one.
Yeah.
That was really messed up. So yeah, it was pretty interesting that they had this story. And I really enjoyed it. I'll give it an 8. It was pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, I give it the same. I liked it.
Okay. Yeah, I liked it a lot.
It was definitely funnier than the first 6 issues.
Yeah, it was definitely funnier. I agree with that. And I don't know if the TV show is going to deal with a story like this. I mean, the story.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because it seems like they're only going to focus on the main story. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think the TV show probably has less time to focus on things like this.
I wish they could, though.
But I think this, me too. I think this was good to show like Huey sort of starting to come into like accepting his role in the boys, which was good. Yeah,
I noticed he's been talking with Mother Milk a lot.
Yeah,
and we getting more familiar with that character, and the only thing that concerns me is that we don't get too much interaction with Frenchie or the female, when in the TV show you had more interaction with them.
Yeah, I think it might be coming.
Yeah,
down the line, but we'll see.
And you barely had any. It's the opposite, because like in the TV show, you barely have any interaction with Mother's Milk.
Yeah,
I would like to get to know more about him in the TV show. So yeah, it was a pretty interesting story. I liked it a lot, and I'm looking forward to the third story arc with the Russians thing. So
Okay.
yeah, it deals with some type of Russian story. They go to Russia, so
Okay.
it's another case that doesn't deal with the main story arc. Yeah, it's this book was really interesting. I did like it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else to talk about?
I don't think I have anything else to say. It was less issues than normal, but
yeah, it was less issues.
no, I think we've touched on it all.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to keep reading.
It was funny how the Alfred-like character decided to leave.
Oh,
yeah. Saw him.
Yeah.
Because he was like jerking off to like Swingwing like right in front of him when he bent over. And it's just like, okay,
yeah.
That was not cool.
Yeah. Because I think the show's meant to be like, what if superheroes were like just normal people and, you know, they weren't perfect and they were just
they were like
kind of average people doing, not always being the best people ever.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like the book is less that, and it's more just, they're not just normal people, they're all messed up. Like every superhero is just a creep or a pervert or basically evil or something, you know?
Yeah.
They're much worse in this, I think.
They were like god awful. They're like god awful. They're really awful people, and it's just
yeah.
And what is it? It's like I was kind of like sad about the gay characters in the story, that they were sad about the gay guy that got killed in the whole superhero involvement with Swingwing and Tech Knight, because the guy had feelings for Swingwing, and they had like when he opened his feelings for him, Swingwing got mad and threw him off the roof, and it was just like, ugh. And it was kind of like, I didn't like that they decided not to avenge. I mean, like, solve the case of that it was Tech Knight that started the whole thing.
Yeah.
Left it under the rug. And that was kind of sad that they decided to do that. That's the only part I did not like about the story. I thought it was messed up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Because I kind of did want them to expose him and try to go deeper into that, but they didn't do that.
Yeah.
Because he ended up getting killed, I think. That's probably why.
Yeah.
So they felt like it wasn't worth going deeper into. But yeah, I enjoyed it. There's not much else to say about it, I think.
No, I think we covered it pretty well.
Yeah, so I'm gonna end the podcast here, I think.
Okay.
And go read the next volume for the next podcast. So I hope everyone enjoyed the podcast and hopefully more people decide to subscribe to my YouTube channel, so I can get the podcast, more popular and get somewhere.
Yeah, do it. Subscribe, everyone. Hurry up.
Yeah, because I only got 6 subscribers.
Okay.
On my YouTube channel. But I don't know how many subscribers I have on my podcast.com or Anchor or iTunes, because they don't tell you how many subscribers you have.
Okay.
So I don't know how many people.
They don't say.
Yeah, but I noticed on Comics Amino I get a lot of attention there, and get like 40 likes, or one of my videos on YouTube have like 50 views, so I get some type of attention, but just not enough. So yeah, I just hope people share it and like it and try at least. I've been getting comments here and there.
Yeah.
So yeah, comment about it, talk about it, whatever.
Yeah.
And I do have an email for the channel itself, like is ultimateawesomeness 520@gmail.com. So anybody wants to ask me or Zach any questions, they can ask there, and
absolutely,
and we'll be able to answer their questions. I'm gonna try to come with a email for the comic podcast itself. Yes, ultimateawesomeness520@gmail.com. Or they could just tweet me at iSlick. See, yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope everyone enjoyed the podcast and look forward to future episodes. And I also finally made I also made a logo for the podcast finally. I have it on the other podcast that we did before the episode.
Nice.
So I hope everyone likes the new logo. It took me 4 days to work on it to get it done.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm not much of a good, like, I know Photoshop, I know how to use it, but I'm not that fluid with it. So it takes me time to actually learn something new with it. So I had to do some self-learning. So I hope people like what I came up with.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So I guess so I'll see you guys on the next podcast video.
All right. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Later.